Mike and Tom are registered with Stewart Partners Global Advisory LLC.
Common Sense Finance with Mike Wiginton and Tom Farrell of HL Wiginton Capital Management, an independent investment and financial planning firm in downtown Jasper. Mike is a chartered financial analyst charter holder, and Tom is a certified financial planner professional. They are here to discuss and give their thoughts on current financial and economic matters. Now, with Common Sense Finance, here are Mike and Tom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Common Sense Finance. This is Tom Farrell, I'm Mike Wiginton. If I were going to put a title on today's podcast, it would be The World Upside Down. And you like that?
It's all right.
Don't get too excited about it. And so, what's got me thinking about that is how investment themes today to us, without getting too specific, look so radically different than they did at the beginning of the year even.
Definitely, going back to late last year, because the parts of the market that are leading the market and outperforming are completely different than, just a few months ago, back to, like you said, the beginning of the year. And the construction of our main model, not all of them, but the main model that we use to manage money is, and I'm happy where we are, but I don't think I would have ever seen myself. If you'd asked me 6 months ago, here's where your model's going to be, I would have said, that's crazy.
That's the whole the gist of. It's a full-time job, and you've got to have a broad knowledge of markets and asset classes, and there's no such thing as perfect. Your thesis can be well founded in every sense of finance and knowledge of markets and their movements, and things can change and you can be wrong. But it's interesting, and like people would probably, if we had some commentary turned on, and we don't, and even if we could, I wouldn't. Because I'm not sure I could stand up to all the bad comments. Okay, but I am sensitive, and so like gold, and because we wrote a blog sometime last year, and it's like the 41-year history of gold, and it quite frankly it not kept up with inflation. So which means over that period of time it's not proven to be a store of value, a store of wealth. Okay, and so. That's contrary to what people are led to believe about gold. And so if you say, well, I think you should have a little bit of an exposure to gold today, and you well, hold on a second. Well, no, that's not contradictory. I know it seems contradictory, but it's not.
Right.
Because over periods of time, so you can't just go around cherry picking. It's like, I think you should be in the stock market and you should expect 17% annual returns, because if I look at 95 to 98, you could get, well, no, that's not, that's cherry picking. That's not long enough period of time. But over certain periods of time, asset classes like gold will behave in certain ways, and their correlations, how they act or how they behave relative to the stock market. It can be positively correlated sometimes it's negatively correlated, and that'll last for a while. How long, I don't know. It'll last till it changes.
Yep.
And so,
well, and we've talked about this too. What's been working there is not necessarily going to continue to work as far as investment themes, and what's working now. Next year it'll be something else. It'll be some other mix of sectors of the market or asset classes or what have you. So to be able to think you could just park in one part of the market or one area and be done with it and not ever have to fool with it again is that's you're short-siding yourself a little bit on that.
Well. And we've talked recently about some various themes in the market that, quite frankly, I think will be with us for a while. The volatility, we've talked about that recently in the market. I think that's going to present opportunities, for, quite frankly, for the market at large, just generally speaking. For if you just want to look at the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. In general, as as you've said before, the further the market goes down, the better your future returns look.
Yeah.
Okay, the more optimistic your future returns should look. So if any of that seems, I would say, if any of that seems contrary to you, that we're contradicting ourselves, I'd say call or email for a bit of clarification, because it's not at all.
No, because the information that's in front of us changes, so you have to make. I mean, because think back to where were most of your clients' assets back in 2009, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, so we had changed our whole allocation right out of that. That's when, right after 2009, I had heavy weightings to fixed income because of that, and then that changed to technology, and so it's just, as the playing field changes, you have to change.
That's right.
So anyway,
anything else on that?
Not for me.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Just can't believe all the things people say. Controversy. Am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? Controversy. Do I believe God? Do I believe me? Controversy. 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 I can't understand